Hey guys, happy Tuesday. It is John, and I'm playing kuba476 in the 3-minute pool. Oh, we've got an e4, e5 game. Let's play the Berlin. The trendy Berlin. Let's see if we'll get the Berlin endgame. Looks like we're going to. Been a while since I played this endgame.
Check.
He checks immediately. We'll go king e8. I'm kind of a Berlin newbie. I only play it very occasionally. And I've only played it, maybe once or twice in tournament games. But I think it's a fascinating opening. So, g3, is he trying to stop me from bringing my knight to h4? Sort of seems that way. Guess I'll play h6. h6 looks logical. And then play the bishop to e6. He can't yet play g4, because I do have knight h4 check. So I've got that going for me in the position. I'll just play rook d8, and if he takes, I'm happy because I get to get my king over to c8. Yeah, now I can play king c8 and try to activate my rook through d8. I could also try to play something more aggressive. I mean, you don't want to generally trade too many pieces in this opening. So rook d8, he's probably going to go rook d1. I could trade and then put my bishop on d5, however, which looks pretty good. What else could I do here? I could just start expanding using my queenside pawns because I do have a 4-3 majority on that side of the board. I think this looks fine, so I'll play that. And if he trades, we'll just play bishop d5. I'm thinking c5 also makes a lot of sense. c5, probably try to get him to play c4. Bishop d5, he might play knight c3. I don't know that I have too much there. I mean, I think I have at least equality there. Let's play c5. It seems more interesting.
Check.
Just trade these guys. He does play c4. So I'd really love to get my bishop attacking these light square pawns. So maybe this is a good start. Attempting to go check on d5.
Check.
He can stick his knight there. Play king d7. I can't play king e6. But I can start undermining his pawns, perhaps. Maybe b5. b5 is a little committal, though. Let's just go bishop. Let's go a5 instead. And then b6. Just keep a solid structure. I'd like my bishop to be more active than it is right now. Go back here. Maybe g5 is a good move. Now let's do this.
Check.
Thing is, he's going to play e6 perhaps. Just not quite sure how to play this now. Let's give it a check. Letting him make an awful lot of progress with his pawns. And my time situation is kind of poor right now. Let's just make a waiting move.
Time work.
My time is really bad. Okay, I'm going to go for something. And hope it works. Actually, it doesn't work at all. I don't know why I played that. I was trying a pawn breakthrough. Clearly did not pan out like I wanted it to. Clearly didn't work the way I wanted it to. I honestly don't really know what I was thinking there. But, yeah, with the amount of time I have, it's a moot point. Regardless, this might actually be a draw somehow. Look at this imposing number of pawns that I have to deal with right here. This is kind of funny, actually. He might be able to take on b5 and win. But yeah, now I'm definitely busted. Definitely busted. I'll just resign. Wow, that guy played well. He kept the pressure on the whole game. I didn't really have a chance to breathe. He finished with an extra minute. Kuba476. Seems like a pretty good 3-minute player. Okay, I'll go back and check this out. I think my inexperience on the black side of the Berlin was a little showing here. This all seemed fine. G3 is interesting. Can also play for h5 to try to discourage him from pushing his kingside pawns later. There's always like a big decision between h6 and h5 in this position. Because h5 is desirable to discourage g4, but you do give up the g5 square. You weaken that square quite a bit. So it's a trade-off. h6 a little more strained, but you keep an eye on g5. I mean, I think my position was fine. Maybe trading rooks was not good here. I should actually probably play c5 right now. That would be smarter, because then he can't play c4 and reply. So I can just plan to play c4 myself on the next move. Let's say in the event of rook d1, just go here. Maybe he can play, like, I don't know, knight d5. But if I'm able to trade and then take, I've straightened out my pawns. I don't think there's much reason to believe that black is worse here. So quite possibly I just missed my chance to play c5. Yeah, c5 right now is good, according to the computer. I mean, rook d8 should be fine too, but now it says h5. Yeah, I could play h5 now that the g5 square is more easily covered by my bishop, and his bishop has been placed on b2, so it's not on this diagonal eyeing the square. So maybe I should have done that.
Check.
Yeah, he just has like a slight advantage now.
Check.
I transfer my bishop. Maybe b5 was decent here. The thing I didn't like about b5 is I was worried that c5 would be a permanent weakness. And what I'm really banking on with b5 is being able to take and then somehow work my bishop, my light square bishop around to attack that pawn, which is a little far-fetched right now. And he can play bishop a3. And I have to defend this guy. This is the type of position that it's easy for black to end up in the Berlin. It's kind of on the border between like a white advantage and equality.
Check.
Yeah, now his majority is really felt. This is kind of instructive. And I haven't been able to activate my majority on the queen side.
Check.
I was wondering if he was going to play e6 check. The computer indicates that this would have been a good idea for him. Because then after take, he can take g7, and this pawn is hard to defend. I think I was probably going to play this move. Yeah, something like this. Even though we're close to slipping into an opposite colored bishop position, I don't know that I can ever do that favorably, because if I ever take here, this pawn is dead meat. And once again, I haven't activated my majority, and I have a bunch of pawns that are on dark squares. And my c7 pawn is easier for him to attack than it is for me to attack his b3 pawn, which is like the base of his structure. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm losing in that case. So e6 would have been good for him.
Check.
He did this, and yeah, I was getting really low on time. He kept playing good moves. e6 again would have been a good option, it seems. King e4. Yeah, I'm not sure why I thought I could maybe go into a pawn endgame. I think I hallucinated and thought that after b5 take here... Oh, well, actually, no, I'm not hallucinating. a4. Yeah, this is what I was going for. And he is outside of the square. So I can queen. That's what I was going for, but I don't think I considered what happens if he just... Oh, I did the pawn break the wrong way. That's what happened. No, okay, I know what I hallucinated on. I thought after c4 take that I could play b5 here, and he'd have to take with the a pawn. Yeah, that was it. And then when I got to this position, I'm like, that's complete baloney. If I played b5, he could just take with the c pawn. Okay, but if I had done b5 first, interesting. Yeah, then it's a better pawn breakthrough, although the computer still seems to think I'm losing. King e4, c4, yeah, I have to try to break. Take. Now, if I take here at this point, he just brings his king back into the square of the pawn. And just a reminder about what the square is. Take the pawn's distance from the promotion square, draw a straight line down, including the square that the pawn is on, and then draw an equal distant line around the pawn in all those directions, and you have a square. If the defending king can enter that square, then the pawn will be captured. And with king d4, he can enter it. He's just in time to get in the square, so my pawn cannot promote. It's one square too slow. One tempo too short. So I'd have to play b4 here, huh? Yeah, this is kind of what happened in the game. Like, I have a passed pawn, but he has so many other potential passed pawns that it's probably just decisive for him. Yeah, I think this is probably losing for me. d6. Yeesh. f6. e6 check. King e8. Maybe not. I'm just looking at the computer eval. It's not really finding a win for white yet. I don't know, though. This looks... I really don't know about this position. Couldn't he just do a breakthrough like take, h4? Wouldn't that work? King e8, g5. Oh, I guess not. Take here. b3 here. g4. Yeah, these pawns can't quite get further. If he had a g-pawn instead of an f-pawn, then I wouldn't be able to stop both of them. Wow, I wonder if this position's actually a draw. If I play b4 and then c5, c6. It just seems really tough to believe that. c5, c6, d6, f6, e6 check, king d8. I'm just very skeptical. But it might be the case. His king can't break through, because like sometimes when you have two connected pawns this far, you can actually like avoid trying to stop your opponent's passed pawn and just play your king up and get like a mating net using those two connected pawns. But since his king doesn't have access to the e5 or d5 squares, he can't ever do that. Yeah, I think this position is a draw, despite the +4 eval by the computer. He doesn't have any way to make use of those two pawns. It'd be pretty amazing. So c4. So if I had played the b5 break, if he takes it, I go c4 right now. And that should be good. Computer is showing some crazy draw, apparently. Take, d takes, king e7, c5, a3, b6, take, here. We promote at the same time, and I guess black has a perpetual.
Check.
Okay, I'm down 2 pawns, but I somehow escape with a perpetual check. So if I were to go to b5, like probably he should move his king, and then c4, key move. If he takes here, I have take, king d3, a4. This is similar to the game, but should be a draw this time. I think so. Huh. King e4, c4, take b4. I'm just kind of astounded that I might be holding this position. What if he plays e6 check first? Take, let's say f takes, king e7, c5. I have c6. That's always a nasty move for him. Threatening to break up his pawns. Well, if anyone has any input about this pawn ending, I'd be interested to know. Because in the game, I did the wrong move. I played c4 first, which is total garbage. I just gave up a pawn for no reason. And then this happened. He marched his king over. I don't think I can save it, even though I get 2 pawns after this. Like, he just has an armada of pawns on the 5th rank. 5 pawns on the 5th rank. What a pretty sight. Actually, 7 pawns if you count my pawns. That's really funny. Yeah, and his 5 potential pawns are going to trump my blockaded A and B pawns, and I have no time to make matters worse. Yeah, and these pawns are too split up. Notice that the distance between his furthermost pass pawns is 2 files in between. That's enough for him to win. And there's no way I can stop all these pawns, whereas mine are useless and blockaded. Fascinating pawn endgame. Hope you guys enjoyed that one, and I'll be back with a couple more videos today. Thanks for watching, guys.